Archangel Michael says, something just happened in the unseen that has your name written all over it. Behind closed doors, a secret meeting unfolded. Your energy was at the center of every whisper, every decision, and every betrayal. And when it ended, someone who once smiled thinking they had control over your life, broke down in uncontrollable tears. It wasn't just any meeting. It involved individuals you once trusted, souls you loved deeply, and even people you believed had forgotten you. Yet in this concealed gathering, your past, your presence, and your future collided with force. What was spoken in that room is now traveling like lightning toward your destiny. You weren't meant to hear it through your ears, but your spirit already senses the tremor. Something in your life is about to be shaken because someone you know could no longer carry the secret. Archangel Michael says, the one who walked out crying had seen something. A piece of your truth, raw and unfiltered, came to light, and it pierced their heart. They tried to cover it up for too long, and the burden finally cracked them open. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Their tears were not of sorrow alone but of guilt and regret. They knew the role they played in your delay, your pain, and the storm that tried to drown you. In that moment, they realized you were never meant to fall, but they were the ones who pushed. A man at that meeting tried to stay silent. But silence trembled in his throat when your name was mentioned in connection to an inheritance, an opportunity, and a decision they tried to block. He could not hold back anymore. The woman next to him gasped. Not because of the secret being revealed, but because it was her signature that was found at the bottom of the paper that caused your suffering. Her hand shook, her eyes closed, and the shame spread across her face like fire. Type Amen to get blessing 777. There was a third person there. An observer. They weren't connected to you by blood or friendship, but they were sent as a divine witness. They watched everything fall apart, watched your enemies begin to crumble under the weight of their own lies. The meeting had no cameras, no recordings, only trembling voices and documents. But above all, it had divine presence. What they didn't know was that your angels were also present, listening closely, and noting every deceit spoken. One of them rose to leave but paused at the door. I can't keep this secret anymore, they said with a cracking voice. That was the moment the tears started flowing and the room filled with a silence heavy as stone. The truth had escaped. Like a bird breaking out of its cage, it could not be caught again. You have no idea, but justice already began the moment that door closed behind the crying soul. Type Amen to get blessing 117. That person had held the truth in for too long. They were involved in blocking something that was written in your name. A contract, a partnership, a property. And now, it's coming back to you. The words, "This shouldn't have happened to them," were said multiple times. Some lowered their heads, others clenched their fists, but no one spoke in your defense. Except one. A woman with trembling lips and fire in her heart stood up. She knew you once, from childhood perhaps, or from a forgotten chapter. Her voice shook as she said, "They didn't deserve what we did to them." Archangel Michael says, you may have felt unusual pressure or anxiety lately. It wasn't random, it was the spiritual waves from that very moment. When energy shifts in your favor, even your body can feel the tremble. Type Amen to get blessing 444. This meeting wasn't the first one, but it will be the last. Many previous attempts were made to remove you from opportunities meant for you. Each time, they succeeded through silence and manipulation. But not today. Today, someone's conscience outweighed their fear. A signature once used against you is now becoming evidence for you. The people who clapped when you cried are now terrified of your comeback. One person who used to pretend to support you was there too. They tried to speak lightly, joking about how you always survive, trying to deflect guilt. But the room grew colder at their words. It was clear something divine had entered that space. Their smiles faded. Their lies were no longer hidden behind clever words. Something much bigger had taken control. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. You will start to notice sudden shifts. People avoiding you. Others trying to reconnect. Messages from unknown numbers. Offers you never expected. All of these are linked to that meeting. There are whispers happening now about a reversal of decisions. You were wronged, but they now realize the wrong cannot remain hidden. Someone is willing to risk it all just to see you rise again. The woman who walked out crying has started planning to reveal more. She's scared. Not of you, but of karma. She realizes she stepped on a chosen soul, and her spirit can no longer remain in peace. Archangel Michael says, keep your eyes open for a letter. Something is coming with legal words and sealed stamps. This isn't a threat, this is vindication. Type Amen to get blessing 222. You're going to get back what was denied to you. Slowly but surely. Bit by bit. And when it starts, it will not stop until you've received all that was delayed. That man who remained silent in past meetings. He's about to speak publicly. His silence once cost you opportunities, but now it will cost him his reputation. Another woman has begun reaching out to spiritual help. Not because she believes, but because she's terrified of the nightmares since that meeting. She saw something around your name that no one could explain. They've realized you were never just another person. They've realized you are watched from heaven. And every time they tried to close a door for you, something invisible opened a new one. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They're planning another discussion. This time with higher authorities. But the outcome is already shaped by that single moment, when one heart cracked and let light pour in. You will not need to fight this battle. It is already being fought in realms unseen. You will only need to prepare to receive. Some of these people may even try to pretend they care for you again. Be wise. The same mouth that spoke against you may come with a false smile. But one of them, the one who cried, has chosen to step away from the darkness. She is trying to undo what she helped create. And she may be the one who brings you the final key. Type Amen to get blessing 989. In a city not far from you, a document is being prepared. The name it contains will surprise you. Because your name will be next to words like release, ownership, recognition, or heir. There is also surveillance footage. Not of you, but of them. The hidden cameras recorded their faces, their arguments, and their breakdown. You were not in that room, but your spirit was. And it shook them to their core. They saw your resilience like a ghost haunting their guilt. Archangel Michael says, do not fear what's ahead. Your angels are fixing what was distorted. The hand that tried to erase your name is now trembling with regret. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. You will soon receive a sign. A phone call. A conversation overheard. A dream too vivid. It's the ripple from that secret meeting echoing toward your doorstep. If you've been seeing repeating numbers, feeling emotional without reason, or sensing eyes on you, it's not your imagination. It's the vibration of truth uncoiling itself. In the days to come, expect faces to change. Some people may suddenly treat you differently, not out of love, but fear. They now realize you are divinely watched. Their laughter has faded. Their arrogance has been exposed. And now, they're being called to account for every false word written and every truth buried. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Your healing has already started. You may still feel pain, but the process is reversing. What was once meant to destroy you has now become your evidence. Money, property, peace, relationship, whatever was blocked, prepare to receive its return. One by one, the blessings are being released. The crying woman has now written your name on a confidential paper. Not in betrayal, but in truth. She's about to become your unexpected helper. Don't be surprised if a person from your past returns with wide eyes and trembling lips. They've seen something that shocked them, and it had everything to do with you. Type Amen to get blessing 636. The secret meeting that tried to keep you down is the very one that's elevating you now. Every closed-door plot has turned into a stairway for your rise. You were not invited into that room, but heaven made sure your presence was felt. And that's all it took. One moment of truth. One breakdown. One exposed lie. Now comes the correction. Now comes the turnaround. Now comes the time where they must give you what was always yours. Archangel Michael says, prepare yourself. Protect your peace. The tear that was shed for you just shattered their system of lies. Type Amen to get blessing 888. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. A shift is happening in the spiritual realm, and it is already unfolding into your physical world. That secret meeting may have ended, but its consequences are only beginning. The truth that leaked out like a crack in the wall is now growing into a full collapse of everything built on falsehood. One of the participants has gone completely silent since the incident. They are avoiding phone calls, not replying to messages, and have even taken leave from their workplace. That's not a coincidence, it's the weight of guilt pressing down on their shoulders like an invisible hand. Someone is in fear that you will find out what they said about you. They were once confident, laughing when your name was mentioned. But when the papers came out and the details were revealed, that smile vanished like smoke. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. That woman, yes, the same one who once told you to trust her, was exposed in front of everyone. She had been taking something that was meant for you. A financial benefit. A reward. A recognition. And now, she has no way to explain how she got her hands on it. But what she doesn't know is that her moment of false power is over. A divine order has already been sent out. The angels have begun to return what was stolen and to scatter the hands that took it. One man among the group was stunned when your name came up connected to divine protection. It was then he realized that every trap they tried to lay beneath you was mysteriously broken. He said out loud, "I don't know how, but nothing we did worked against them." Archangel Michael says, "Every attack formed in shadows now shatters under light." The people who gossiped about you, mocked your struggle, and delayed your progress are now trying to hold meetings without speaking your name, because just your name brings a vibration that disturbs them. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. They talked about your past to keep you stuck. But the spiritual forces around you are interested only in your future. That is why your enemies are confused right now, because everything they used to destroy you has begun turning around. There was a file presented in that room with your signature missing. The intent was to erase your name completely. But what happened shocked everyone. The document glitched during the digital presentation, and your name reappeared in bold before everyone's eyes. Panic spread across the table. One person dropped their pen. Another whispered, "It's too late now." And in that moment, a sacred truth broke through their lies like lightning cracking the sky. Someone in that room has already decided to resign. They can't face the consequences of their actions. Not because of you, but because what they saw has made them fear what's coming. Type Amen to get blessing 313. You will be contacted soon. But not directly. The universe is going to use whispers, signs, and strange encounters to lead you to what they tried to bury. Watch for the unexpected message from a friend you haven't spoken to in years. They know something now. You may also see something online or in a document you come across randomly. It may not mention you directly, but your spirit will know. The vibration will confirm that you are being positioned back into the light they tried to keep from you. A major conversation is happening now behind curtains. This time, they are discussing how to fix what was done to you before it becomes a public scandal. They're trying to control the damage, but heaven has already opened the floodgates of justice. The tear that fell from that person in the meeting didn't just come from pain. It came from realization. Realization that the one they betrayed was chosen, anointed, and covered in divine protection. Type Amen to get blessing 6666. Someone from that group is going to make you an offer. But it will come wrapped in flattery, promises, and apologies. Be wise. What they're truly offering is not peace, it's silence. Do not accept anything less than full restoration. Because that's what's already being orchestrated from above. You don't need to fight for what is already being returned by spiritual command. The crying woman has been receiving dreams since the meeting. She sees images of you standing in front of a crowd, receiving something important. She hears voices saying, "It belongs to them. It was always theirs." And she wakes up in tears each time. Archangel Michael says, there will be a release of withheld energy in the next few days. Something you forgot about will be brought back into your life, but it will come in a new form, more powerful and purified. Type Amen to get blessing 909. Expect someone to suddenly express admiration for you. This person once stayed silent while others tarnished your name. But now, they want to be on your side, because they know you are being lifted beyond what they imagined. Your time of being overlooked is over. The people who whispered in rooms without your presence are now hoping you never find out what they said. But you don't need to hear it, the universe is already translating it into elevation. There's a spiritual alarm that has gone off. And it's ringing loud in the ears of everyone who tried to keep you from rising. You may not hear it, but they do, and that's why they can no longer sleep peacefully. From this moment, expect delay to end. Blockages to vanish. Confusion to turn into clarity. It's already started. The person who cried confirmed it with their surrender. Type Amen to get blessing 8181. Your name is now on a list of restoration, not punishment. And those who tried to hide it are watching their own names fade away from influence. An email may come. Or a message. It may seem innocent. But read between the lines. What they once wanted to hide is now trembling to be confessed. Someone who stood against you for years is going to lose their status. Not because you fought them, but because divine balance cannot let falsehood stand forever. The people in that secret meeting are now divided. Some want to fix things. Others want to run. But they all know one thing clearly now: you were never alone. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. And now, your turn has come. Doors are opening. Paths are clearing. Conversations are shifting. Energy is aligning. All because one meeting, meant to crush you, ended with a soul crying out under the weight of truth. And that single tear has triggered a wave of miracles now reaching you. Archangel Michael says, from that one secret meeting, an entire chain reaction has begun that even they can no longer control. The truth has escaped, and now it will land exactly where it was meant to be, with you. You may feel chills or random moments of clarity in the coming hours, and that's not by chance, it's the vibration of justice approaching. That woman who left in tears has started to communicate with someone close to you. She's not ready to face you directly, but she knows she must clear her part of the past. The longer she holds it in, the louder her guilt echoes at night. A file that once had your name crossed out is being edited. Quietly. Behind the scenes. The same people who once removed you are now trying to correct their actions without letting you know. Type Amen to get blessing 727. You may receive an anonymous message soon. It might be a forwarded screenshot, a leaked document, or even an audio clip. And when it comes, it will prove everything you felt but could never say out loud. One person at that meeting had a picture of you saved on their phone. When your name was mentioned, they stared at your photo for a long moment, visibly shaken. They thought they erased you from their plans, but your presence refuses to be silenced. A voice trembled as it said, "If this ever reaches them, we're finished." That statement alone became the prophecy they unknowingly declared. Because it is reaching you now, not through them, but through divine order. The contract they tried to delay is now being revisited. What was denied is being rewritten. What was hidden is being exposed. You are being restored without even lifting a finger to ask for it. Type Amen to get blessing 515. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They didn't expect anyone to cry. They thought the meeting would go as planned, as many did before, clean, cold, calculated. But instead, a spiritual interruption occurred. The energy in the room shifted when your name was brought up. A divine chill filled the space. Lights flickered. One person even knocked over their glass. These weren't coincidences, they were manifestations of the spiritual forces entering the room. There's something deeply prophetic about how everything happened. Your name, once dismissed, is now rising in importance. Not because you demanded it, but because your angels fought behind the scenes. You'll start to notice that people who once ignored you are becoming nervous around you. They sense that something is happening, even if they can't explain it. Your glow is returning, and it's unsettling those who once dimmed your light. Type Amen to get blessing 616. The woman who cried is planning to send a message soon. It may come through someone else, or anonymously, but it will carry truth. She wants to unburden her soul because she knows karma is circling closely. Your dreams may also start to shift. Pay close attention. Names, symbols, places may appear with urgency. That's your higher self and the divine giving you access to the hidden map. A divine being has been assigned to your case. Not just for protection, but for reversal. What was meant for your fall is now being bent into your elevation. Archangel Michael says, stand tall. Don't move backward into old pain. The truth is on its way to meet you with proof, clarity, and restoration. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. There's another meeting being scheduled. This one will not be about silencing you, but figuring out how to return what was never theirs to keep. They are scrambling now, worried the truth will come out too fast. One of them has contacted someone from the media to prepare for damage control. But it won't work. Heaven has already written your victory, and no earthly scheme can erase it. An unexpected phone call may come from someone you never imagined would reach out. Listen carefully. They may not say everything directly, but every word they drop will be wrapped in guilt. The person who cried is thinking about giving you something, a letter, a file, or access to what was denied. She believes it's the only way to be free from what she's carrying. And she's right. Type Amen to get blessing 848. This situation is no longer under their control. Every lie has started crumbling. Every secret they thought they could keep is unraveling. Their fear is now your justice. Someone close to you may act strange in the coming days. Defensive. Distant. Emotional. That's because they were either involved, or they now know the full truth and don't know how to look you in the eye. The energy around you is cleansing itself. You may feel lighter. Less anxious. More certain. This is the spiritual confirmation that truth is being returned. Even technology is being used in your favor. Emails they thought were deleted. Files they thought were hidden. Conversations they thought were forgotten, are all surfacing now, led by divine order. Type Amen to get blessing 3773.